civil servant, MA in Political Science and Public Administration. Today we continue the discussion on writing practice for the mains 2021. The topic we have chosen for discussion today is common to GS2 and GS3. General Studies 2, Quasi Judicial Bodies, National Green Tribunal. General Studies 3, issues relating to the environment. So there's a lot of overlapping between the GS2 and GS3. As I said earlier, the best part of preparation for the civil service is finding out which are the overlapping topics. As I told you, spend time reading the syllabus, going through the syllabus, seeing the common points which occur, common topics which occur between the 4 papers. A holistic approach is the key to success for the civil services. Coming to the question under discussion, the National Green Tribunal's functioning is affected due to a lot of interrelated issues. It is a factual question. Substantiate in 150 words, 10 marks. First we go to the introduction part. Now the National Green Tribunal came into existence by a liberal interpretation of Article 21. Article 21, right to life and liberty. The Supreme Court expanded the scope of Article 21 to include right to clean environment. So, an individual has a fundamental right to demand a clean environment. Now, once the NGT was established, we had a National Environment Appellate Authority. So that was replaced by the NGT. Now the National Environment Appellate Authority lacked expertise and independence for addressing public grievances. And due to the directions of the Supreme Court on environmental issues and on the need for a separate body to tackle environment related matters, the NGT came up. Now the question is, the NGT's functioning is affected due to a lot of interrelated issues. So what are the issues relating to its functioning? You see the composition of the National Green Tribunal. The envisaged strength of the National Green Tribunal is 10 members with judicial background and 10 members with experience in environmental matters. So this is the envisaged staffing pattern of the NGT. But if we see the current composition, there are only 6 members, 3 with judicial background and 3 with environmental background. So the first major problem relating to its functioning is the NGT is severely understaffed. So when it is understaffed, it is not able to fulfill its mandate of protecting the environment. Then you see the scope of its functioning. The increase in its functioning, the multifaceted roles. Vehicular pollution to stubble burning in the northern states, how it intervened because of the smog spilling over to the National Capital Territory of Delhi and other neighboring states. Disposal of municipal waste. Risk posed by large dams to disposal of electronic waste. So you see the areas which have come into in the scope of the NGT. Apart from this, we can also speak of the tremendous effort taken by the NGT in protecting the lakes. It has done a commendable role in directing the local authorities to remove encroachments on the tank beds and to see that the encroachers are evicted and punished. It has also played a dominant role in checking the pollution of the water bodies. So the second point we noted was the functioning aspect. It is multifaceted in its functioning. The third issue relating to its functioning is how the orders of the National Green Tribunal are being challenged in the Supreme Court. The tribunal's competence is being challenged. So this is another major issue. So whenever the NGT imposes fine, whether when it wants to punish the violators, you remember the NGT stood by the principle of polluter pays. Now the tribunal's competence is being challenged. Now experts feel that there's a need to carry out a merit-based review. Now when the petitions are being admitted for hearing, experts feel that the petitions should be admitted on a merit-based review. By this I mean the National Green Tribunal receives innumerable petitions. Now what has to be admitted, what need not be admitted, for that we require a merit-based review. Issues faced by rural citizens who require more time to get paperwork done in filing petitions. Now if you see the problems faced by the rural clientele who want to go to the National Green Tribunal, and now like in any other court, enormous paperwork is required in filing, and generally the request by the rural citizenry is asking for more time, and which has to be considered in a favorable manner by the NGT. The experts say this is not being tackled, and the experts also point out how petitions are dismissed on flimsy grounds, on the ground that the time limit has expired. So we spoke of how the NGT came into being. We spoke of the liberal interpretation of Article 21 by the Supreme Court, right to life and liberty, right to clean environment. And we also said how the NGT replaced the earlier body, that is the National Environment Appellate Authority. When we speak of the issues relating to its functioning, the first point we noted was the strength of the NGT. Basically, the composition is 10 members with judicial background and 10 members with experience in environmental background. But as on date, there are only 6 members, 3 with judicial background and 3 with environmental background. So this is affecting the functioning of the NGT. So the NGT is severely understaffed in respect of the members. Then we also spoke of how the NGT is faced with multifarious issues, right from tackling vehicular pollution to stubble burning to municipal waste to risks posed by large dams to disposal of e-waste. Then we also noted the observation of experts who feel that there is a need to carry out a merit-based review. A merit-based review in the sense that on what should be admitted, what should not be admitted. Similarly, we spoke of the efforts, the problems faced by the rural clientele who require more time to get paperwork done in filing petitions. And we also spoke of the view of experts who feel that the NGT, by insisting on a time limit, it is okay insisting on a time limit, maybe permitted in the cities, but in the rural areas, people require more time to get paperwork done in filing petitions. So this is an area of concern in its functioning. The NGT has succeeded in fulfilling its mandate of expeditious disposal of cases related to environmental protection. So with whatever staff it has got, with whatever regional benches are there, the NGT is inching forward, or shall I say that it is going towards the goal of a clean environment. It is fulfilling its mandate or substantiating its existence. But unless the NGT is adequately staffed, both in terms of the members, both in terms of the supporting staff, it may not be able to do justice. So that is why we say that the NGT's functioning is affected due to a lot of interrelated issues. So in this particular question, we have examined only the issues affecting the smooth functioning of the National Green Tribunal. And in the conclusion, you can also speak of how the NGT has succeeded in fulfilling its mandate of disposal of cases with whatever infrastructure it has got. It has played a domineering role in checking river pollution. It has closed down quarries in major areas. It has checked illegal mining. It has done a lot as far as environmental protection is concerned. But at the same time, as I said, unless the NGT is equipped both in terms of members and the staff, it may not be able to do justice to its creation. So this is how you would answer a question on the issues which are affecting the functioning of the NGT. As I said earlier, the material for General Studies 3, go to the MOEF website, Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change. Go to the website, download the latest annual report. You will get material relating to related issues, relating to the environment. As I said earlier, in the 2020 paper, General Studies 3, Science, Technology, Environment have carried the bulk of the marks, 85 marks out of 250. And it is not that the same pattern may continue, but if I see the previous year's papers, there is a tremendous importance given to science, technology, and environment. And the questions are based on the current events part, the dynamic part of current events. As I said earlier, preparing for the preliminary is a part of preparing for the mains. In the preliminary, you deal with the concepts. In the mains, you talk of writing in 150 words or 200 words. So this is, in brief, a discussion on the functioning of the NGT. As I spoke of the commonality of the prelim and mains, say prelim, there are 7 units. Of these 7 units, environment is 1 unit, science and technology is a unit. So when you prepare for the prelim, you also prepare keeping in mind the mains. As I said, an intelligent way of preparation for the prelims and mains is a holistic approach. Thank you.